3% drop in GDP, tremendous destruction of infrastructure and exodus of people. As of August 1st, the total amount of damage to Ukraine's economy was and infrastructure reached 113.5 billion. But the damages, here we're looking at a chart at the damages caused by Russian military aggression. We see, look at that, 75 billion in housing damage, 35 billion in transportation damage, 20 billion in industry, tremendous damage. There were also different sectors that were affected. One of the sectors that was affected was metallurgy. But this all created new opportunities. Manufacturing output structure in regions where was occupied by the Russian Federation, there was a movement there. But the reconstruction of Ukraine, which is what Andesite Blue is really focused on, it opens vast investment opportunities for building materials, producers, logistics. As an example, Ukraine is going to require millions of square meters of residential apartments construction. So besides all of the international partners that are ready to support Ukrainian cities, there's actually been a very interesting twinning reconstruction initiative. This was proposed by President Zelensky, and the United Kingdom, where I know some of you are from, is twinned with Kiev. Sweden got Mykolaiv, Estonia, Zhytomyr, and this is twinning investment programs, and it's when private investors from a certain country aim to finance specific projects in damaged cities with the support of their governments through peer-to-peer schemes. So lots of support from international partners. The United States has been coming forward with a large amount of money. The EU has as well. So has the IMF, Germany, Canada, the United Kingdom. Everybody's been trying to help on this. So the reasons to invest in Ukraine. Let's really talk about the reasons to invest in Ukraine. There's still a lot of advantages, folks, in terms of it makes an attractive investment destination. The financial system in Ukraine, it has demonstrated such resilience and readiness for this type of a challenge, and it's done amazingly well. The reasons to invest in Ukraine, there's so many. First of all, the country has such an educated workforce, skilled and competitive workforce. All the different universities. This is a chart here that shows the different universities in Ukraine. They are putting out a lot of bright people that are doing great. There's so much potential for development with industry, with electronics. Other reasons to invest in Ukraine is actually right now developing a comprehensive recovery plan. This is a post-war reconstruction of Ukraine, and it'll be one of the largest projects since the well-known Marshall Plan after World War II. So this is the perfect time to invest. The IT sector in Ukraine it was top-notch before the war, and it's going to come back even stronger after the war. With all the money that's flowing in now to rebuild Ukraine. Ukrainian Startup Fund, that is something that is so fantastic. They've got accelerator funds, developing R&D ecosystem, wonderful. And then on this chart here, there's another thing that's really nice is when you invest correctly into Ukraine, you can get exemption from import and duty of new equipment. All sorts of advantages there exist. There's also the DIA city regime. And boy, let me tell you about this. This is actually an incentive that was offered to the IT industry. And if somebody goes in and opens a new company, they have to qualify by hiring 9 or more employees. They have to pay a salary of a minimum of 1,200 euros. That they can receive all sorts of tax advantages, and that's a great program. There's incentives for aircraft manufacturing, and that's going to come back really strong after the war fully ends. It's something where you look at a lot of the international companies that are operating in Ukraine. There's so many of them. I'm sure if you look at this, you recognize a lot of these companies. Another thing is Ukraine really matters. You know, where you decide to invest, it makes a big difference in the world. And Ukraine is a country that right now needs some help. It needs some reconstruction funds. It needs some help. And this is something where, yes, you're able to make money. Yes, we can pay you a great rate of return, but you're actually doing something that matters. You are helping a country that has had a difficult time, and rebuilding Ukraine is what we are about. Let me show you folks a few potential